Sometimes people make decisions in the moment and don't fully think about what comes after, because in the moment, it feels justified. It feels like the right move. It feels like something that won't come back around. But situations like this, they don't just end where they start, they unfold. And once they do, you can't always control how it plays out.
We have breaking news of a woman in Maryland that allegedly called ICE on construction workers that were working on her home. Here's what we know as far as the facts go. A woman did hire 6 Guatemalan workers to come and work on her roof and do construction around the house, and at some point, ICE agents showed up and arrested them. Now, there's some parts of the story that are alleged, that we have not fully confirmed yet. One of which is that she hired these Guatemalan workers, was supposed to pay them $10,000, and then once the work was done, she called ICE. Now, they seem to be in the middle of nowhere, so somebody had to have notified ICE about these workers. Whether it being the woman that owns the home or not is fully yet to be determined. Now, some people say in the video you can see her handing ICE agents the ladder to get them, which is not what I am seeing here. It looks like one of the workers himself put the ladder down so that they can get down off of the roof and face ICE themselves. There is a woman standing here, but we are not even confirmed if she is the owner of the home. But again, the person calling ICE on these workers has still yet to be determined.
What you're watching here isn't just about one person or one situation. It's about a pattern that's becoming more visible. People reacting quickly, making decisions emotionally, and not fully thinking through the long-term impact. Because when something feels personal in the moment, it's easy to act without stepping back. But the reality is, actions don't just stay in that moment, they ripple.
So this woman right here is going viral and causing major debate for hiring migrant workers for a roof job, waits until the job is almost done, and then calls ICE to pick them up, allegedly owing them $10,000 for a 3-day job. According to reports, the homeowner from Cambridge, Maryland, allegedly knew the workers' immigration status up front and warned the roofing company against sending undocumented crew members. She then called ICE near the end of the job to arrest them. In the video, one of the workers said, "She called the law on us and now we're totally screwed." Among the whole crew, 6 Guatemalan illegals were arrested and are currently in custody, with one of the arrested family members telling a TV network, Univision, that the men were simply trying to work and support their families. And as for the $10,000 that the homeowner owes that roofing company, there's no additional news on that.
There's always a difference between what someone intends to happen and what actually happens. And that gap, that's where things start to shift. Because once a situation escalates, once other people get involved, once attention is brought to it, it's no longer something you can contain. And what might have started as a single decision turns into something much bigger, not always in the way someone expected. What makes situations like this stand out right now is that more people are paying attention. More people are watching how others move, how decisions are made, how people treat each other. And when something doesn't sit right with people, they respond. Not always loudly, but consistently. Because there's a growing awareness right now that actions carry weight. And people are starting to see that more clearly.
A woman in Maryland hired a group of Guatemalan immigrants to fix her roof and then immediately called ICE on them. And now 6 of those workers are currently being held in immigration detention services. This video was first seen on X, and you can see the roofer sitting on this blue tarp, basically just waiting to be taken in by ICE. And then in another part of this video, you see this woman who might be the homeowner and a man yelling at the crew.
Go! Get out of here!
God bless America, bro!
Jezebel's reporting that not only is this super disrespectful on the homeowner's part, but this might actually be against the law. So in Maryland, it's illegal to compel or coerce work out of someone by threatening to report them to the police or immigration agents. So this could be illegal. We just don't really have enough evidence to prove that's what the homeowner did. There are so many comments on social media also speculating, okay, did this woman wait to call ICE until the workers were finished with her roof? Univision was able to get an interview with one of the roofers who wasn't detained because he actually has a green card. He had a really heartbreaking interview in Spanish saying that he's seen so many videos on this, but sadly today he had to experience it. He also said that so many Hispanics feel persecuted right now in the US, not knowing if they can ever return back to their homes. Univision was also able to speak to one of the wives of the arrested men who says that she's 5 months pregnant. She says that she feels so sad and desperate for her husband. She doesn't know what's going to happen to him, and that they're here in the US to get ahead and not do evil.
This isn't just about one outcome. It's about what situations like this represent. Because when decisions affect other people's lives, especially in ways that escalate quickly, there's always going to be a reaction. And sometimes that reaction isn't immediate. Sometimes it builds, sometimes it spreads, and sometimes it comes back in ways that weren't expected. That's what makes this different from just a simple situation. People are less disconnected than they used to be. What happens in one place can be seen everywhere, and that visibility changes things because it adds accountability, it adds pressure, and it makes it harder for actions to go unnoticed. So when something like this happens, it doesn't just stay between the people involved. It becomes something others react to, interpret, and respond to.
The cabrona that called ICE on the undocumented Guatemalan workers that were putting a new roof on her house got arrested. Ooh! Cabrona, you got arrested for exploitation. You thought that you were going to exploit these undocumented immigrants and have no consequences for your actions. But you know what you got? Los tres doritos después. Okay, pendeja? And you're getting exactly what you deserve. And I hope while you're sitting in jail that you're surrounded by a bunch of Latinas and you can explain to them why you thought that was a good idea. And to anyone else that thinks that's a good idea, that's a clear message to you. That if you think you can hire these undocumented immigrants to do repairs on your home, then call ICE on them, and you're not going to have to suffer the consequences of your actions, you're wrong. Because it's called exploitation, and you can go to jail. And now these undocumented migrants possibly have an opportunity to get their immigration status here because you exploited them. So now they're the victim. You see how that works there? So cabrona, I hope that you get everything that you deserve. I hope the universe returns everything back to you. And I know that you got a new roof, but I hope that the plumbing goes in your house and so does the electrical, so that you have to pay an arm and a leg when you come out of jail after paying that bill. Okay, cabrona? Anyway, that's my bochinche for today. Ya tu sabes.
At the core of this, it's a reminder that decisions made in a moment can carry consequences far beyond that moment. Not always immediately, but eventually. And the people who feel the impact aren't always the ones who expected to, because situations like this aren't just about what happened, they're about how quickly things can shift, how something small can turn into something bigger, and how once it does, you don't always get to decide how it ends. If you've seen situations like this before, or have thoughts on how this played out, drop a comment and let me know what you think. Because a lot of people see this differently. And if you want more real conversations like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tapped in. Because we're going to keep breaking these moments down and really looking at what's going on beneath the surface.